Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top five are correct, then make predictions for next week's top five. So let's get right on into it. Last week, I predicted that number one would be The Meg, number two would be Mile 22, number three would be Crazy Rich Asians, number four would be Mission Impossible Fallout, and number five would be Christopher Robin. And I got all five of my predictions wrong, or maybe I'm getting one right. Honestly, this is a really weird weekend, so let's go over what happened in the overall top 10. Number one was Crazy Rich Asians, actually outperforming more than I thought it would. I didn't know how many people would go out to see it since it's late in the summer season, but a lot of people wanted to go see this movie, especially since it opened out on a Wednesday. So it made $25 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $34 million, and that is very good, considering the budget is only $30 million and they only need $26 million more to double that. And if people are really enjoying this movie, like they're saying on Rotten Tomatoes and all these reviews, and I'm happy for the money that it's making. It honestly really does deserve it. Moving on to number two is The Meg, actually still holding on pretty strongly, making $21 million, adding to a domestic total of $83 million. And so it's $17 million from getting to $100 million domestically. It's not a big flop like everyone thought it would be. It's actually making a lot of money. And worldwide, it is sitting at $314 million. So it was able to double that $130 million budget, and it's made $54 million over that. So can we please get a sequel to The Meg already? That would be fantastic. I'd love to see that happen. Number three was Mile 22, a movie that hasn't been doing that well. It made only $13 million this weekend, and this is on a budget of $35 million, which isn't that bad. So worldwide, maybe it can get past the $70 million limit that it needs to double that. But the fact that they were supposed to kick off a new franchise that people are going to love, and critically it hasn't been well received, and so far not a lot of people went out to see it, this is definitely not a good sign. The fact that people went out to see The Meg again, or they went out to see Crazy Rich Asians, a rom-com, more than this action film, especially with Mark Wahlberg in it, yeah, that's pretty bad. Moving on to number four and number five, this is where things get a little weird, because we have two movies that both made $10.5 million, and they're Alpha and Mission Impossible Fallout. I think number four, at the end of the day, will probably more than likely be Mission Impossible Fallout, because I think that probably has more people's attention than frickin' Alpha, especially with the whole PETA controversy. So for now, for this video, I'm going to have Mission Impossible Fallout be at number four. It made $10.5 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $180 million. And domestically, it's only a couple hundred thousand until it surpasses the first movie's domestic run, so that's pretty fantastic. And worldwide, it is sitting at $501 million, which is $45 million behind Mission Impossible 2's overall worldwide gross. So Mission Impossible Fallout, not only is it still continuing to rise in the ranks of the Mission Impossible film, making all the money that it can, because it truly does deserve it. Number six is Christopher Robin, still kind of struggling. It made $8 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $66 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is only at $89 million. And worldwide, it is only $7 million away from surpassing the Tigger movie, so it'll be the highest grossing Winnie the Pooh related movie out there. So that's pretty cool, but it still hasn't doubled its $75 million budget, and I'm sure that's a really bad thing for Disney. I'm sure they wanted this to be a big hit, but it really hasn't been, and that kind of sucks for them, I'm sure, but they're already gajillionaires, so who cares. Number seven is Black Clansmen, which made $7 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $23 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $24 million. So it's $1 million ahead also worldwide, and it needs only $6 million to double their $15 million budget. I'm hoping that next weekend they continue to make a lot of money, because this is the film that, out of any of them, really, truly deserves your attention. So if you haven't seen Black Klansman yet, go out to see it, go out and support it, because right now it's not doing terribly, but it definitely could use some more support. Go see it again if you want to. Numbers eight, we have Slender Man, still also kind of struggling, but not too much. It made $4 million, adding to a domestic total of $20 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $21 million, which is $1 million over the doubling point of its $10 million budget, but it's not like this is a great thing, like Sony and Screen Gems wanted to start a new Slender Man franchise, and that's definitely not going to happen, I think, because critically it hasn't been received well, and financially, like only $1 million over the doubling point. Like, yeah, I don't really see a lot of people coming back for another one. So, might have been another failure for Sony, but Who cares? Moving on to number 9, we have Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. It made $3.6 million, adding to a domestic total of $153 million, which is $16 million away until it surpasses the second movie domestically, and worldwide it is sitting at $425 million, and $47 million away from surpassing the second one worldwide. And since it's about to leave the top 10, I'm not sure if it will ever surpass the second movie, but the fact that it was able to outgross the first one, they make a lot of money and triple that $80 million budget and quadruple it, honestly. That's still very good for this franchise. I'm glad that they're able to go out on a high note as opposed to a weak note. And finally, number 10, we have Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, another sequel that hasn't surpassed the previous installment, but it still made a lot of money. It made $3.3 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of 111, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at 319. So that's very good for Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. And I'm sure this is the last time we're going to see it, so I bid ye farewell, movie I have not seen. But now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. I'm going to go number 1, Crazy Rich Asians yet again. I think a lot of people are going to want to go see that now because of the praise. And then number 2, I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and say Axel might get it. I know that's weird to say, but I think a lot of people might go out and see Axel. Number 3, The Meg. Number 4, The Happy Time Murders. And number 5, Mile 22. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave it in the comments below. And if you got your predictions right for this week, you're getting a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I'm sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.